The world is a messy, complicated place, full of people with different ideas about how things should be. These ideas, these guiding principles about power, fairness, and the future, we call ideologies. They're not just abstract thoughts, they shape our laws, our economies, our very relationships with one another. Right now we stand at a crossroads. The old ideologies seem to be crumbling, failing to solve the problems of the 21st century, but from their ashes, new possibilities are emerging, new ways of imagining how we might live together on this planet. Anarchy is often misunderstood, pictured as chaos and violence, but at its heart, anarchy is a belief in the power of cooperation without coercion. Anarchists imagine a world without prisons, without armies, without governments dictating our lives. They believe that humans are capable of self-governance, of creating communities based on mutual aid and voluntary association. Could anarchy work on a large scale? It's a question that divides even the most radical thinkers. Some point to examples like the Zapatista movement in Chiapas, Mexico, where indigenous communities have created autonomous zones based on anarchist principles. Others argue that without some form of centralized power, society would descend into chaos. The future of anarchy is uncertain. Perhaps it lies in small, localized communities, or maybe technological advancements will provide new ways to organize without hierarchy. One thing is for sure, the desire for a world free from oppression continues to inspire those who dream of a truly egalitarian future. Communism. The word itself evokes a range of emotions from hope to fear, depending on who you ask. At its core, communism envisions a world without class divisions, where the means of production are owned collectively and everyone shares in the fruits of their labor. It's a powerful idea, one that has inspired revolutions and toppled empires. Yet, the 20th century was littered with the failures of communist experiments. From the Soviet Union to Cambodia, attempts to build communist societies often devolved into authoritarianism and oppression, far from the utopian ideals they espoused. So, what does the future hold for communism? Some believe that technology, particularly automation, could pave the way for a new form of communism. With robots replacing human labor, the traditional capitalist model of production and consumption could be rendered obsolete, opening up possibilities for a more equitable distribution of resources. Whether such a transformation could occur peacefully without reigniting the ideological battles of the past remains to be seen. In a world of dizzying change, conservatism offers a sense of stability, a return to familiar values. Conservatives believe in preserving tradition, respecting authority, and maintaining social order. They often view rapid change with suspicion, arguing for gradual reform over radical revolution. But what happens when the traditions themselves become a source of injustice? As societies grapple with issues like climate change, economic inequality, and social justice, conservatism often finds itself on the back foot, struggling to reconcile its emphasis on the past with the pressing demands of the present. The future of conservatism likely lies in its ability to adapt. Can it embrace new technologies, address the concerns of a changing world, and appeal to a younger generation that often sees tradition as a barrier to progress? Or will it cling to the past, becoming increasingly irrelevant in a rapidly evolving world? Environmentalism is no longer a niche concern, but a matter of survival. As climate change wreaks havoc on our planet, environmentalists are sounding the alarm, calling for radical action to reduce emissions, protect biodiversity, and create a sustainable future. This is not just about saving polar bears or preserving rainforests, though those are noble goals in their own right. It's about recognizing that human well-being is inextricably linked to the health of our planet. From the air we breathe to the water we drink, our very existence depends on a thriving ecosystem. The future of environmentalism is intertwined with the future of humanity itself. Will we heed the warnings of scientists and activists, making the tough choices necessary to avert ecological disaster? Or will we continue down a path of unsustainable consumption, jeopardizing the very foundations of life on Earth? Fascism, a word that sends chills down the spines of many, represents the darkest impulses of humanity. It thrives on fear, hatred, and resentment, promising order and strength in times of chaos and uncertainty. Fascists scapegoat minority groups, glorify violence, and suppress dissent, all in the name of national unity and revival. While the horrors of the 20th century discredited fascism on a global scale, its spectre continues to haunt us. Economic inequality, political polarization, and the rise of social media have created fertile ground for its resurgence. From the United States to Hungary to India, far-right movements are gaining traction, exploiting anxieties about immigration, globalization, and cultural change. The future will be shaped by our resistance to this dangerous ideology. Can we learn from the mistakes of the past, strengthen democratic institutions, and combat the forces of division and hatred? Or will we succumb to the siren song of authoritarianism, sacrificing our freedoms on the altar of fear and resentment? Feminism, at its core, is simple: the belief that women are equal to men and deserve equal rights and opportunities. Yet achieving this seemingly straightforward goal has been anything but easy. For centuries, women have been fighting for the right to vote, to work, to control their own bodies, to be free from violence and discrimination. While significant progress has been made, the struggle for gender equality is far from over. Women still face wage gaps, underrepresentation in positions of power, and systemic sexism in many areas of life. The rise of online harassment, the backlash against reproductive rights, and the persistence of harmful stereotypes demonstrate the ongoing need for feminist activism. The future of feminism lies in its intersectionality. Recognizing that women's experiences are shaped by their race, class, sexual orientation, and other identities is crucial to creating a truly just and equitable society for all. Will feminism evolve to embrace this complexity, challenging all forms of oppression and building solidarity across difference? Or will it succumb to internal divisions, failing to realize its full potential for transformative change? Liberalism, with its emphasis on individual rights, free markets, and democratic values, has dominated Western thought for centuries. It has been the driving force behind countless social advancements, from the abolition of slavery to the expansion of suffrage. Yet, liberalism is facing a crisis of confidence in the 21st century. Critics argue that its focus on individual freedom has come at the expense of social cohesion and economic equality. The rise of income inequality, the erosion of social safety nets, and the challenges posed by climate change have led some to question whether liberalism, in its current form, is equipped to deal with the pressing issues of our time. The future of liberalism hinges on its ability to adapt. Can it find a way to balance individual liberty with the need for social responsibility? Can it address the growing gap between the rich and the poor, mitigate the excesses of unfettered capitalism, and find solutions to global problems that require collective action? If liberalism fails to evolve, it risks becoming irrelevant, paving the way for more extreme ideologies to fill the void. Nationalism, the powerful idea that our primary loyalties should lie with our nation-state, has been a defining force in human history. It has fueled wars, toppled empires, and shaped the geopolitical landscape we inhabit today. But in an increasingly interconnected world, where global challenges require global solutions, is nationalism a force for good or ill? On the one hand, nationalism can foster a sense of solidarity and shared purpose, motivating people to work together for the common good. It can inspire acts of great courage and self-sacrifice as citizens rally to defend their homeland or rebuild after a disaster. On the other hand, nationalism can easily morph into xenophobia and intolerance, pitting us against them and fueling conflict. The future of nationalism is uncertain. Will it become a force for division and conflict as nations retreat into themselves, erecting barriers to trade and immigration? Or can it evolve into a more inclusive and cooperative form, where national pride is tempered by a recognition of our shared humanity and responsibility to the global community? The answer to this question will have profound implications for the future of our planet.